evening. Oh, you all can do better than that. Good evening. Let me say to you, Professor, is it Chambliss or Shambliss? Chambliss. To Professor Chambliss, we appreciate you speaking truth to power. I said to my neighbor, and I would have to go after him, but he said to me, just be you, and that's all I can do. And so I just wanted to say it's a privilege to be here tonight. I have to tell you that although I attended law school at the University of Notre Dame, and you're right, there weren't very many. There were not very many. In fact, when I started law school, there were 20 total in all three classes. Of 600 students, there were 20 African-American students. There were only 5 in my class, and of the 5 of us, 3 didn't get the memo that they were black. So it was an interesting experience. You all know what that means, right? All right. But even though I received my Juris Doctor degree at Howard University, I need to tell you that I was Notre Dame. I was made at Howard University. So I received my Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from Howard. It was, I think, the single best decision that I made. So I want to say to all of you who are here, enrolled at HBCUs, I don't think that there was a better decision that you could make, because I can tell you I was able to be one of the 2 black people in my class who knew she was black because I'd attended Howard University. So I hope that you all understand and appreciate the preparation that you're getting at the HBCUs at which you're enrolled. I also hope that if you've graduated, that you've begun to make some contribution to your college communities. This is a very interesting time because I also happen to be a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And on Monday, we will be launching a very special campaign. We believe as the oldest African-American sorority for college-educated women that we have a responsibility to be first. We usually are, and we're first on this issue as well. And that's not to offend any of the Deltas in the audience, the Zetas, my Sigma Gamma Rho sisters. I'm just, you have to, those who are ignorant of history are doomed to repeat it. So I'm just telling the truth, we're first. But on Monday, September 17th, we will be launching a historic effort to support HBCUs. We have committed on Monday to raise $1 million to support historically black colleges and universities in a single day, in one day. Our president happens to be the president, that is, of Alpha Kappa Alpha, happens to also be the president of Tennessee State University, another historically black college and university. And the reason that is important is because it's through those kinds of efforts, it's through that kind of commitment that you're able to be in a space like this and you can see the possibilities. You can see what it looks like to be an African-American attorney or judge. And I'll tell you, there's nothing extraordinary about any of us that you're recognizing tonight. I don't think that I am the only person who could do what I've done. I don't think that I am special. I don't believe in the politics of exceptionalism. I believe that I was given an opportunity. I had parents who loved me. My grandmother prayed all the time. I have a faith that is unwavering, and I believe in the principle of hard work. So if I can leave you with anything, what I will tell you is that I will echo everything that you've heard from the professor, from both professors actually, and I will say to you that there is absolutely no substitute for hard work. It doesn't matter who you know, it doesn't matter what you know. If you're not willing to do the work, then I can tell you that you're not going to make it through law school, and if you do, you're going to be a mediocre lawyer. And I don't think that anybody wants to spend $50,000, $60,000 to be a mediocre lawyer, right? And so I would encourage you, if you're still matriculating through college, to do your very best as you begin to prepare for law school. Take prep courses so that you perform well on entrance exams. That is the way that they measure. I believe that those tests are culturally biased, and we can talk about that until Jesus comes, but the fact of the matter is that's how law schools make decisions about who they admit. So when we are not able to change the rules, we have to learn how to play by them. And so if you know that you're being evaluated by that standard, you're better served preparing for it rather than complaining about it, right? So I would encourage you to take some time to make sure that you are adequately prepared. Take a prep course, You need to do as well as you can in school, and then apply early enough so that you've got some options. Because just as was described to you earlier, when I went back to law school for me was something that I knew that I was going to do, but it was a business. I went back 7 years after I graduated from Howard, and it was truly a business proposition. I applied to 21 law schools because I believed that I was a top draft pick. And the point of that exercise was for me to get as many scholarship offers as I could so that I could make a decision about where I was going to law school. And so if you play your cards right, if you're prepared, if you study hard, if you take prep courses, if you perform well on the LSAT, if you take time and write applications with personal statements that help admissions officers understand why you would be an asset to their law school community, your voice is unique. Then it will help you get where you're trying to go. And you don't want to go to law school and end up with $60,000 of debt for a single year. It's very difficult to practice in that way. And I can tell you, if you're interested in public service work, I began as an employment defense attorney. I transitioned to prosecution. I prosecuted all kinds of cases, murders, rapes, armed robberies, but it was difficult for me to leave the private sector to go into the public sector, and I was able to do that because I didn't have as many student loans as some of my classmates. If you're interested in doing the kind of work that makes a difference, Charles Hamilton Houston at the Howard Law School talked about social engineering. And if you're interested in using the law to make people's lives better, then you really need to position yourself so that you're not slaves to student loans, and you don't have to make decisions about the kind of work you will do because of the money that you have to pay back. So I wish you all well. Well, I know that the Morehouse students, where are my Morehouse students? There you are. I know that the Morehouse students are in Atlanta, and I actually had the opportunity to host some Morehouse students in my courtroom earlier this year. But if any of you happen to be in and around Atlanta, I heard Savannah State, I heard Kennesaw, please feel free to visit anytime. My courtroom is open. You can always call my office and we'll let you know what's going on. But sometimes it's good to see what you think you want to do. Because, you know, a lot of times we end up doing things not because we want to do them, but because Big Mama wants us to be a lawyer, and, you know, my mama wants me to be a lawyer, and your father, your aunt, your godmother. You don't go to law school because anyone else wants you to. Let me just be real clear about that. Law school is a commitment, and so it has to be something that you want to do. So if you're interested in knowing the real, come visit. We're happy to show you around, let you observe a trial. I don't have as much free time as I would like, but I certainly am able to try and carve out time to speak with students like tonight. In fact, tonight I should be at the Howard University Alumni Association event, but I thought it was more important for me to be here with you than to be there, so that's why I'm here. So I do want to extend that invitation to you. I also wish all of you well. The fact that you're here means that you're serious about the choice that you will soon be making. I wish you all well and look forward to seeing you and perhaps at some point welcoming you to the bar. I am honored, and I thank the National HBCU Pre-Law Society Summit for this tremendous opportunity. Thanks.